at the safe.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 17 of Value Town. I'm your host, ChanManV.
Dude, I thought we just did episode 17. Isn't this 18?
All right, this could be 18. 17 was the quickest episode ever. But yeah. But anyways, joining me as always is Kripparrian and Trump. What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna no guest today, guys. We're gonna go back to our normal format of analyzing some cards today. But figured we'd kick things off by talking a little bit about the patch the open beta that came out. You guys been 12-0ing it all day with all the new blood in Arena?
No, but I seem to get like 8 every time now.
What? So like a bunch of new players, a bunch of new good players on the Arena maybe now?
No.
It doesn't matter much since your new players don't make it past like 3 anyways.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I guess 8. I have found that game number 1 is a lot easier though.
That's good.
I'm actually just watching a VOD right now, and at a random spot where I clicked on it, I got wisped, so that kind of says a lot.
Oh man. So 8 or 9, huh? So I guess it's been getting tough since the change, like since that.
I think I've just been playing really shitty.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
What's going on? The Sky Premium thing.
Dude, I can just give you a GIF that you can put up there instead of my camera.
All right, we'll do. We're gonna have to do that today, I think. I already have one. Here, I'll just do it.
An animated GIF, actually.
An animated GIF.
Animated
yes.
GIF? All right, let's see it.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh god, this is Skype acting up today. Sorry, fellas, or sorry, guys.
There we go.
We'll put in a pic here until
God.
we figure this out.
What? That pic sucks.
What?
You gotta like zoom it in if anything.
Dude, I still got a pretty terrible pic of Trump too, actually. All right, did you send me a new one? All right, we're gonna use pics today, guys. We're gonna use pics. All right, let me see. For now,
GIFs. That's the GIFs.
All right, placeholder for now. All right. Okay, here
the GIFs, dude.
Let me get another one.
The GIFs.
Here.
Alright, dude. It's my GIF. I can call it whatever I want.
Oh, actually,
I sadly have no
GIFs.
GIFs. Someone needs to get on that.
Oh, wow. That's some authoritative kind of thing you got going there.
Get on that, people. Get on that. All right, let me get Crip's animated GIF in here. Or GIF,
That's not too
whoever's
bad.
right. I always call it GIFs, though. Who knows who's
Wow.
right here?
Intense Trump.
All right, here we go.
Dude, he's staring me down. I am panicking.
Dude, that's the look. That's the intimidation look. If you could only see each other on I guess whenever you're battling. All right, there we go. All right, we got the GIFs. Sorry guys, Skype's acting up. Not sure, but we'll continue though. We'll continue the show. So, open beta. What do you guys think? I know Krip, you made a video, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watched it. But Trump, what are your thoughts on just open beta and what it maybe means for Hearthstone right now?
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting! People can actually play the game now. Although, from my perspective, it's like, why? What did people who actually wanted to play the game not get in? Question mark. But it's more accessible now, so that's good.
No more talk of beta keys. Oh god, finally. No
Yay.
more of the spamming or anything like that. But it's pretty exciting. I wonder what the number is. I'd really like to know, because I remember at BlizzCon, Zarya was, or was it Zarya, one of the community folks were telling me that there were already like 3 million people playing Hearthstone, so I can't even imagine what it's at right now.
3 million?
Yeah.
That seems as ridiculous as the WoW player statistics that I've heard recently.
Oh man, okay. Okay, alright. So you're questioning those statistics. So you don't think it's 3 million? You think it's much less?
3 million?
I don't know.
They realize that number has 7 digits in it, right?
All right. Anyways, well, hopefully it's something around that maybe now. I don't know with open beta and it being announced, but yeah, it's going to be exciting, and I can't wait until. Well, obviously, I can't wait till the launch because I think that's when the mobile version is going to come out. I wish they'd come out with the mobile version before launch. That would be really, really awesome. Could play it on my tablet anywhere in the house. That'd be nice. But okay, let's move on to our card analysis. We're gonna be doing the legendary cards today. I think I'm gonna have to put you guys in this overlay too. But a lot of you guys have been requesting it. Yeah, let me get you guys in here. And I've been talking about doing this for like the last 3 weeks now, but it seems like something always comes up, whether it's the patch or Eric Dodds coming on the show and that sort of thing. But we're finally here, so we're gonna be talking about these cards here. You guys using the stream to take a look at the cards, or I can just call out the cards, I guess.
Yeah, you can just say what they are. We're pretty familiar with legendaries, I think.
Okay. All right, so same deal. Trump's going to take the left one, guys, and Krip's going to take the right one. So give me a second here. All right, so we'll start off with Blood Mage Thalnos while I fix this. Trump, thoughts on Blood Mage Thalnos? It's a pretty popular card in Constructed, but what do you guys think about it in Arena?
Well,
is this like Arena style that we're doing right now?
We can do both. I mean, you guys have played so much Constructed now too, so it's like we can just whatever your comments are on a card is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Constructed, this has really replaced Novice Engineer, since Novice Engineer now sucks, and but it hasn't replaced in every single deck. I think if you have 4 cards with spell damage, and it goes for both Constructed and Arena, if you have AoE, it's even better, then it's good. And you'd pretty much put it in most decks which had 4 sources of spell damage. That's about it. It's really good, but you wouldn't pick it over some cards in Arena. Like, it's just reasonably good, not really good.
Thank goodness.
Krip, what do you think?
I've picked it in Arena a few times. I think one of the times I had 4 swipes, and this deck actually did pretty well, surprisingly. But in general, you usually, at least in Arena, you pick a card that does more by itself than slightly better than Novice.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, but we'll get the legendaries.
Okay. Next up, we got Lo Walker Cho, and this has always been a legendary, kind of fun legendary to try to do some really strange things with. But Krip, what do you think? Is there any viability to this card?
Nope.
Not even in any dream scenario? No Krip dream scenario with this thing?
It used to be when people played slow decks and the card was better, but they nerfed it. Because it was too good.
I don't understand.
Oh my gosh. What do you think of it, Trump?
It's one of the worst legendaries out there.
Okay. Sums it up well. All right, next up we got Millhouse Mana Storm, another one that's always kind of fun to do. I don't know, make highlight film or highlight videos with. But Trump, what do you think?
The downside is far too much, and that's about it. There's one deck that it used to be good in against Constructed, and you would see it sometimes in like those tournaments where you could sideboard in cards, and you would sideboard in Millhouse Manastorm against the Warlock aggro decks.
Yeah.
It might work against the Hunter decks, because they don't have many spells either. Sort of. But
yeah, just kill command.
That's the downside is too high.
Mm-hmm. Krip, thoughts?
I've gone 12 with this card, and a lot of the wins were with this card, but it would be like I'd coin it out on turn 1 against a mage, and somehow it'd miraculously still be there the next turn. So you have to get really lucky, and on the flip side I've just gotten absolutely owned just because of that.
Yeah, definitely been on that side of it, just getting owned. All right, next up, Nat Pagel. I think this is like the new Novice Engineer, or the new card that we see in every single deck right now in Constructed. Krip, what do you think?
Apparently, my GIF is really annoying. So what you need to do is you need to like make it run as fast as possible, or make like a mosaic out of it. So there's like 50 of them in that window.
Oh god,
But
I don't think I can
as
do
far
that.
as the card is concerned, Pagel is like really OP in the slowish control game because it often draws you at least one card before absorbing some damage. Often draws you a shitload of cards, so pretty OP.
Yep.
I've run into it a few times in arena, but I don't know. It feels that in arena there's always just like random two drops that end up killing it pretty quick.
Trump.
Yeah, Grip hit it dead on. This card is basically the most insane in a control versus control game. Since it pretty much always 2-for-1s. Well, if you draw a card off of it, and sometimes it's 3-for-1s when you get lucky, and sometimes it's 7-for-1s when I play against you, ChanManV.
That's true. That's true. It was pretty epic when we played yesterday. I've actually had it draw. I think my record is 9, but it killed me. It actually killed me in fatigue because it drew so many cards. But yeah, I think this card, it's probably going to be at the top of their list for the next patch, I think, because everybody's running this card in every deck. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, next up, King Mukla. Trump.
Card used to be really good in these aggro decks, but the aggro decks sort of got wiped out. Now that I think about it, I wonder why Hunter decks aren't running this. Probably because it doesn't charge, but it seems like it would be good against control still with their limited amount of cards out. And Arena tends to not be so good because the opponents tend to have guys out, unlike the control constructed. There's a major disadvantage that this card is significantly worse when you draw it in the late game, but you play it on turn 3 or turn 2, and it's really good.
Okay, Krip, thoughts on this?
Maybe it should stop the GIF. I don't know. We'll see.
Mukla's
okay. I think it kind of sucks in arena. I've had it played against me in arena, and like every time they play it, I really just don't care. Yeah. Constructed it was good. If you guys watched Fight Night, obviously it's pretty good. But in general, not so good anymore.
Okay, let's see. Sorry, these things got recycled there. All right, next up is Tinkmaster over Spark. It's over Spark, right? Yeah, over Spark. And another card I feel like is being run in a lot of decks, particularly the control ones. Grip? Yeah, I think you were the first person to put it in the Pally deck, if I remember correctly.
I used it in the Paladin deck, like the Fat Pally deck, and it was like one of the first decks that I made. And I just thought it was pretty good, because if your opponent was not playing creatures, like at the time Druids were not playing creatures, you just use it on your 1/1. And I mean, if you average it out, what is that? It's an average of 3 attack, 3 toughness.
Yep.
And it's from a 1/1. So on average, for 3 mana, you get 4/4 value just by casting it on your own creature. And it had some additional value for casting it on their creatures as well. So, bam.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's used more on casting on their creatures, right? Kind of as a silence, or sometimes even as a polymorph.
Yeah.
More so.
I think in Arena it's pretty weak, because using like card removal is pretty common.
Trump, thoughts on Tink?
Yeah, Tinkmaster is pretty much used for, in particular, the Paladin and Druid decks, which are controlish, which have very few hard removals. And then here comes Tinkmaster Overspark. And it's, I guess, as non-devastating removal as you can get, which is quote-unquote hard enough. In Arena, it's not as good, because you don't have to deal with Tyrion or Ysera or Ragnaros or Karen.
Okay. Is it? I mean, you pretty much pass it up at. I mean, how often do you think you pick it in Arena? Percentage-wise.
I've seen it like one time. You just never see it.
Wow.
Can't imagine it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty rarely. But
all right. Cool.
the legendaries vary a lot in power level. So this one I would say like is average.
Yeah, the thing is in Arena, like, it's not like every deck you play against is Ragnar's and Ysera.
Yeah.
They're gonna have like a Boulder Fist Ogre. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's true. Yeah, it's a lot more unpredictable. Okay, moving on. Leroy Jenkins. I've seen a lot of this card too in the recent meta. Trump.
Yep, this card is really, really good in the decks that try to rush you down ASAP. In particular, one popular card that people play this with is New Unleash the Hounds, and it's quite good in that respect. In Arena, it's more difficult to build a deck around all-out rushing, and Leroy Jenkins tends to be a bit too risky for my tastes. It's like it's almost like Mind Blast if you think of it that way, as a finisher.
Okay. Krip. Leroy.
I don't really like it in Arena that much, but in Constructed, this card is used a lot because it's OP.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
See it all over the place. Like Trump was mentioning Unleash the Hounds, but also I've been seeing it a lot with the Shaman and the whole Wind Fury Rock Fighter thing recently.
This card had pretty good synergy with this one mage deck I had that had 4 fireballs and Leroy. And the synergy was that you can just ignore everything that happens in the game and kill your opponent.
Okay. All right, next up is Elite Torn Chieftain. All right, this is the card that we got at BlizzCon. I've only used it one time, so I don't know too much about the application of it. Krip.
Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but it's pretty cool. Like, the effects are awesome and stuff. It's really not that good, though.
Yeah. Trump, have you tried it at all?
I've actually never played it, but the theory behind it and all promotional cards is that they have to not make them good because otherwise people are going to cry that they didn't get them for promotions.
That's true.
But yeah, it's basically a 5-mana 5/5 with an equivalent battle cry, which is really hard to break because the equivalent battle cry is not only random, it's also hard to break the equivalency of it. So it's just a 5-mana 5/5, which is not very good.
All right. Next up, we got Captain Greenskin. This thing upgrades your weapon. Yeah, pretty solid. Pretty solid stats too. Trump, what do you think? Have you run this much in Constructed at all?
In Constructed, I know Team Euro/Doge House, etc. experimented a lot with this in Paladin, and it's pretty good because it buffs your True Silver champion to be an Arcanite Reaper with 3 durability, and that's really gross.
Yeah.
It tends to be pretty good in decks where running 4 weapons, I'd say. And in Arena, if you have 4 weapons, usually in a pretty good spot, but Captain Greenskin will be a really good pick also.
Krip?
That's about it.
I can imagine this card being pretty good if you have a lot of weapons in Arena, but I just haven't run into that case. In Constructed, I haven't really seen them, but I have heard of them, as Trump mentioned.
Yeah, I tried experimenting a little bit with the Hunter deck, and it works decently with the Hunter deck too, but not the Crazy Rush one. Just different, another version of it. But hey, what happens when you upgrade a Gorehowl, like on the first swing? Does it just do straight 7?
Well, it would do 8.
Oh, well, it does 8. I mean, does it do straight 8 and then go down to 1 durability, or?
If you hit the face, yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. Because if you hit the minion, okay, we just go down. I see. Yeah, that's true. Okay, got it. Someone was asking me earlier, and I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't actually done that, but that makes sense. Okay, next up, the Black Knight. This card kind of in and out of meta a lot and Constructed, depending on, if dig taunts are popular. What do you think, Krip?
This card is like really OP in Arena because usually having 1 or 2 taunts is really good, and often you just have to pick a few anyway. And if you kill a taunt with it, it's really OP. That's what it usually does. I think this is one of the better legendaries in Arena. And in Constructed, it's seeing some use, but I don't know if it's being phased out or whatever. I haven't played in a while.
Trump?
Yeah, in Constructed phases in and out. In fact, the very fact that Black Knight was in for a moment made cards like Earth Elemental and Ancient War a lot worse. Now with Hunters being so popular, and I don't even know if Hunters are that popular anymore, that's sort of a phase that's happening right now. The Black Knight really, really sucks because if you play it against a Hunter, it does nothing. It's too slow for it. I mean, you can hit Musha with it. That's whatever. In Arena, it is good when you hit a taunt. I don't hold quite as much optimism as Krip saying that's like top legendary because it's reasonable to face decks which don't have taunts, and then you don't cast it, and it's like meh.
Yeah,
But it's still good.
Yeah, it's definitely the hunter. I've actually seen some of the giant hunter recently with like I think I played Kungan and he was playing the giant hunter and has some use there. But the aggro hunter, I think I saw a ton for like a day or two, and then haven't seen it that much anymore. So it sounds like it might have been just a phase from now. Okay, next up, Harrison Jones. Some epic draws I think I've seen from each of you guys at one point. I know Trump's had some epic moments with Harrison Jones, I believe, in the past. What do you guys think of this card?
Yeah, I've had two notable epic moments of it. One is I won like the first major Hearthstone tournament by crafting Harrison Jones and playing against Shaman Doomhammer, and basically won me the game. The second recently, I played it against a full durability Sword of Justice late in the game somehow, and it swung the game. Needless to say, it's a really good card if you hit a weapon with it. The metagame is currently not to that in constructed that many weapons out there, so and they're usually one durability. But even if you play it on one durability, it's still quite good, but it's not that great right now.
Okay, Krip?
I actually have seen this card a little bit in constructed, but yeah, it's just not that good. I've seen it a few times in the arena, and I don't know. I feel like the decks that have a lot of weapons are a little bit menacing, but not really. So I don't know. I just think overall it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it seems like the most you'll get, less. Well, I guess the Doomhammer is being run a
It's
little
the
bit
kind
more.
of card that they have to like nerf the effect and buff the stats for it to be good, I think.
I see. Okay, Gelbin Mechatork. This is the card that we got for participating in the beta. What do you guys think of this? This card's. I've actually seen some people play it. I guess.
I think you get the card for paying money into the beta.
Oh,
I think
paying
that's
money.
Yes.
Right.
This is the pay to win card.
Yeah. This is the hated card. Pay to win card.
While it is the pay to win card, you don't actually win very much. This guy's just kind of crappy.
It's true.
Most of the inventions suck ass. Some of them, in fact, help your opponent big time. So yeah, this card sucks basically.
Then like the Pulverizer, turning your own Melkatork into a chicken on the next turn.
You know, the best one is that like it heals a random character for 5 life at the end of turn or something.
Yeah.
And then it like saves your opponent from lethal. I've had that happen a few times. I've played this a little bit, but it's been a while.
John, what are your thoughts?
If I could pick this in Arena, I would pick it reasonably highly because Boulder Fist Ogre is a great pick, and this pick is like almost Boulder Fist Ogre, and then it summons an extra guy. In fact, I'm not that disinclined to run it in constructed. It doesn't suck that much.
I mean, it's really just the randomness of that extra guy, though, right? I mean, they're like half of the things that actually do help, and then half of them can be. That Pulverizer can be devastating, actually, to either side.
I tend to think if you're playing it in a constructed control-ish deck, which is where it would fit, it's probably slightly better than Boulder Fist Ogre, and Boulder Fist Ogre isn't bad.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. All right, next up, we got Cairn Bloodhoof, which I'm starting to see in a lot of decks, too, just because of the cost-effectiveness of it. What do you think of it, Trump?
Just wanted the last word, Gelbin. Gelbin Mechatork, Sleeper OP. Anyways.
Sleeper OP, alright. Sleeper OP. One.
Cairn Bloodhoof. Well, this is a card that is just obviously good because it's 2 Gettys wrapped in one.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You see Tinkmaster Overspark being played a lot just because Cairn Bloodhoof is being played even more of. And one of the only answers Paladin and Druid can do efficiently against Cairn is to play Tinkmaster Overspark against it. Yep. It's just good by default, one of the best picks in Arena. Very solid card.
Krip?
Yeah. One of the best cards. I think I rated this as my 3rd best legendary when I was doing the legendary off like many months ago. And now that there's not that many people that are getting rushed down aside from the hunter deck, people are agreeing with this. It's the goods.
The goods. That's right. Okay, next up we got Illidan Stormrage, which I actually saw recently because I hadn't seen it in ages, and then some mage broke it out on me with Violet Teachers and everything. What do you think of this, Grub?
It's pretty shitty. He gets a big game that doesn't have that much life. The ability is often not that great the first turn. So it's kind of bad. In Arena, it's fine. Like you wouldn't normally pick a card like this willingly, but you know, you pair it up with like Lore Walker, Cho, and like Mukla, and you're like, yeah, Illidan. It's a good pick. You know, it's a bit relative when you do that.
All right, Trump, what do you think?
I think the cards in Arena, it's actually above average. It's got reasonable stats for 6. A little on the weak side, but the ability is really nice. And in Constructed, it does get big gamed, which is bad because, well, big game is actually on its way out. If I'm keeping up with the metagame correctly, because because hunters are in. But once hunters go out and then bigger cards come in again, the big game hunter comes in, and then Illidan Stormrage is worse. So this is an interesting way how Constructed works. Overall, this card isn't very good in Constructed, though. The stats are bad.
Yeah, your comment on Big Game Hunter too is like, I don't even think it's just the hunter. I think overall people are running more mid-tempo kind of decks right now. So yeah, I think that's spot on. Big Game Hunter's becoming less relevant right now. Okay, let's see. Next up, we got Hogger and Beast. And I actually played around with Hogger a lot during this whole Hunter craziness. And I don't know. I used to hate Hogger, but I know it's like a Silver Knight. I mean, it's essentially that with 1 extra mana. But I've actually been able to get an extra 2/2 out of it, a decent amount. So, what are your thoughts on it, Sean? You still have the same feelings about Hogger?
Yeah, I still have the same feeling that it's basically a Silver Hand Knight. And if you're winning a lot, it secures the win, though. So it's a Silver Hand Knight with some upside, which is where the extra mana comes in.
Okay, Grip?
It's the type of card that's good if you can protect it, but if you can protect it, you usually have a really good deck. So I've seen mages, they hog around an empty board, and then they like fireball your next 3 creatures or some shit like that.
Nice.
And it sucks from the receiving end of that. But
yeah. Okay.